Welcome, everybody. We're so glad you're here to learn about a company and a product line that could make a tremendous difference in your health and in your income. I'm Judy Quick, and those were my two biggest issues when I turned 46. When you get closer to 50 than 40, you start thinking about getting older. And I was determined to avoid the devastating health issues that my grandparents and my aunts and uncles went through as they got older. So I went to a well-known holistic doctor to get her advice on a good nutritional program. She recommended Manatech. She said that she was impressed with their research and their quality, and they were making some of the biggest breakthroughs in wellness. Well, it didn't take me long to fall in love with those products, but I still had the money issue. I'd moved across country and I had to find a way to make a living. And I really didn't know how I was going to find what I was looking for because I was picky. I wanted something that would make a difference, like when I taught school, but I also wanted the freedom of being able to schedule my own time, like when I had my own business. Like I said, I didn't have a clue how I was going to find that. Then I found out that by asking people to take a look, inviting people to take a look at these products that I loved, I would get commissions on their orders. And that was exactly what I was looking for. So fast forward a year, and I reconnected with my high school sweetheart that I hadn't seen in 30 years. He had just been downsized 6 weeks before he was vested, so he had no retirement. So there we were, almost 50. Neither one of us had retirement. Neither one of us had jobs, and both of us were in debt for the first time in our lives. So we did the logical thing, right? We got married. At least we knew we didn't marry each other for our money. We decided to focus on Manatech 100%. And it wasn't easy. It took time and effort, and we had to live small. We moved into an apartment and had one vehicle, but it was the best decision that we could have ever made because the products really work. So when people started taking the products, they kept ordering month after month, year after year, and Manatech paid us month after month, and it grew year after year. So 27 years later, there have been ups and downs, but we are 73, healthy, and it is amazing to have so much fun working with people that are like family, doing something that we truly love, and watching people's lives change. So that's my story, and I am so grateful that I learned about Manatech. So speaking about family, Lillian Mercado and her husband in Orlando, Florida, have been she's like a sister to me. We've been working together for over 25 years, and they are just such dear friends of ours. So Lillian, would you tell about your experience and how you learned about Manatech?
Well, for me, it was just being a mom with a mission, with a son that was in desperate need of a solution to become a better student. I got tired of the teachers always waiting for me, and he also had some health challenges. And luckily, I consulted a nutritionist at the hospital where I was working. She told me about the Manatech products, and the rest is history. When he responded so positively to the products, it was a real eye-opener for me in terms of the real power of real nutrients, and something that also so clean and so safe that even a child could take it, So that was the beginning of the beginning, and when you're a mom and you find a solution for your child, you can't keep it to yourself. You end up telling everybody. And I told a lot of people who then turned around and did the same thing because they had their own unique product experience. And that just kept growing. And at the beginning, I was getting small checks, and then the checks were growing. So that also got my interest. I never saw a check I didn't like. And it was it was just really generic, something good, helping people, and it was always about helping people. So when I resigned from my position at the hospital, my husband had opened up his practice, and I was going to do wellness coaching there. And then something that I had not even ever imagined happened. My mom got really sick, and I made the decision that I was going to go pick her up, put her on a plane, bring her back, and nurse her back. And that turned into a 12-year caregiving relationship and duty that I wanted to do. And the products made my choice and my decision doable, because I was still getting commission checks, even though there was times when I was, not as active. And but I appreciated every single month, to have that commission check come in. Because as a caregiver, that's usually the first thing that goes out the window is income. Because what employer is going to put up with you needing to run out the door because your loved one is in need all the time? It just doesn't pan out that way. But I never had imagined that was going to be my situation, and I became so appreciative for still having an income while I was doing caregiving. And my mom, for 12 years, and I'll tell you the truth, the products made her caregiving easier, because with what my mom had, she had a very serious degenerative type of situation. But my mom was only bedridden the last 32 hours of her life. And that's almost unheard of with what she was challenged with. So the quality of her life was amazing, despite having something quite serious. So every way I look at this, I'm like, what a blessing this has been in my life. And the income, came at a time when I really, truly needed it, because I wanted to take care of my mom. So, when you still have bills to pay, you got to figure that out. It's not easy for a lot of families. So that got me really going with the business, and in terms of thinking how great a business it really is. When you find the right company that has, something so powerful, it's something you can take pride in. So that's how I got started, and that's my, that's my story. And I'm going to turn it over to Susan Spalding. Susan, are you able to share?
I am. Thank you so much, Lillian. My story is one of legacy. I was a flight attendant for almost 19 years, and I love the travel, and I love the benefits, and I love the schedule. And gosh, not long after, I was offered an early retirement. Well, 19 years after, just about, so not so short. It was a beautiful timing, because I had just gotten married, and I was pregnant with our son, AJ, and life was good. I mean, it was just simply beautiful. Then in a blink of an eye, I tragically lost my husband. Our lives changed dramatically, and I found myself a single mom raising a just turned 14-year-old boy who I knew in 4 years would more than likely want to enter college. I was an older mom. I was out of the workforce for years, and I had little job experience. It was weighing heavily on my mind on what I was going to do. And because of the traumatic loss that we had, I knew now more than ever that I wanted to be home for AJ. And the thought of taking a traditional job where I couldn't dictate my hours, much like Lillian was sharing too, I just didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, it weighed heavily on my heart. And to top it off, I knew that I couldn't keep drawing from that nest egg. So luckily I did have a solution. I was blessed enough that my husband, Steve, had laid a really strong foundation in Manatech, and I kept receiving those income checks as well every month. And I found that the more that I would devote to my business and serve others, the more my business would grow. And I was given a sense of community and purpose and drive in this business. And it was like the gift that kept on giving. And not only that, I now have that peace and comfort knowing that I too am going to be able to pass that beautiful legacy on to my son and my grandchildren too. And that's my story in a nutshell. I do have the honor of introducing Keven Robbins to you, who you will hear next. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Keven and his family for, over 20 years. We've not only shared the workplace together, we've shared, our kids have grown up together, we've shared some beautiful beaches and destinations in the world. I've seen Keven go from using products to sharing products to sitting on the board of directors at Manatech as we speak. And Keven has such a gracious heart, and he's smart, and he's giving, and he's going to share with you a little bit on how you too could probably leave a legacy for your family if you should choose to do so. So let's listen to Keven.
I too am very glad that you have joined us today. I'm looking forward to sharing some information that I think can make a difference in your life. I have a question for you. Are you living your best life? Now, I know that might mean something different to different people. And, some of you might be just saying, hey, I'm just trying to survive here. But what does it mean to live your best life? I know for me, when I first joined the company, I was just looking to have better health. I was looking to have more energy. I was looking to sleep better at night. I was looking to, just make sure that my body was in the best health that it could possibly be. And certainly through a very short period of time and using these products, I felt like that I was able to have the best health of my life. And for the last 25 years, both myself and my family, we've been able to have fantastic health. But also because of the entrepreneurial model that this company offers, I was also able to do Manatech part-time. I was able to share this information, these products with other people in the beginning, and they started having better health as well. And so I was able to make some part-time income, pay off some debt, pay off some bills. And then before long, I was able to be in a position to do Manatech as a full-time career. And it's certainly blessed my life. Been able to be a stay-at-home dad. We've traveled the world. We've had a lot of fun. And it's truly been the best thing I've ever been involved with from a business perspective. So, that to me is being able to live your best life. I'll tell you one thing that might be stopping you, that might create worry in your life, and that is worrying about your health and worrying about your finances. I mean, those are definitely two things that keep people awake at night. So while we have that in mind, let's just think about for a minute as I go through this presentation today. I want you to be thinking about, what's in it for you? Can I have better health? Can I have better finances? Can I do this? And then ultimately, who is going to help you? Those are some of the things that we're going to be covering today in this very short briefing. But overall, just imagine, what if you could have better health? What if your family could have the best health of their life? What if you could have better finances, whatever that means to you, maybe from a part-time standpoint, some extra income, but better finances. And then ultimately, we're going to talk about making a social impact as well and having it all. How can you do that? Well, let's think about some huge mega trends that are happening in the world right now that we're going to be leveraging. Number one is working from home. Now, this has been a trend that's been building over time, but definitely in the last year or so, this has been something that has absolutely taken off, the ability and the desire for people to work at home. There's a stat there, or a quote there from Forbes magazine that says 79 million people are going to open a home-based business in the next 5 years. Do you think you're going to be part of that statistic? I think there's a good chance that you would. The next mega trend is the gig economy. Now, this also is something that's been building over the last few years, but gig economy are businesses that offer people an opportunity to, in many cases, do a part-time, a side gig, but to be able to take some responsibility for when you work, where you work, how you work, and to do it on your schedule. And you might recognize some of these businesses, whether that's Uber, whether that's Airbnb, Lyft, Etsy. There's many more of them out there. And I tell you, the gig economy business is just exploding right now. And then last but not least is the health and wellness craze around the world, the health and wellness trend, if you will, that right now is a $4.2 trillion industry. I remember about 20 years ago, an economist was talking about the health and wellness industry becoming the next $1 trillion industry. And today, of course, there's so much emphasis on people just taking more responsibility for their health, from nutrition, from skincare to, being more active and sports nutrition. And again, health and wellness is a $4.2 trillion industry. So these are three mega trends that we're going to leverage throughout this presentation and throughout my talk today to explain why this opportunity is the best one that you're going to have an opportunity to be exposed to in the next little while. Okay, so Manatech is the ultimate gig. Manatech is a company that can offer you that same flexibility and time freedom that you can get from other gig economies. But one thing that Manatech offers is the opportunity to create long-term, ongoing income. Now, imagine if you worked for one of those other gig businesses, whether that's Uber or one of the food delivery services, and you pick someone up and you drop them off, or you go get someone's food and you drop it off at their house, and you get paid for that, and that's great. But imagine if you had the ability to leverage that either particular customer as an ongoing customer, that each time they ordered from that restaurant, or each time that they needed an Uber service, that you could earn ongoing income from that particular order. Or again, imagine if that customer became really happy with the service and they wanted to also start that same side gig, and they started a business as well, being able to have some earning potential, leveraging some earning potential because you introduced that customer to your gig. Well, you don't have that opportunity with those other businesses, but that's the opportunity that Manatech gives you. And that's why I think Manatech is ultimately the best gig business in the world. You can leverage social selling, you have unlimited personal training and coaching, and then of course you can work this side hustle anywhere, anytime. So a few more comments about Manatech. We've been in business for over 25 years, and Manatech's done $5.2 billion in sales. That just means we're a company that you can trust. We're a company that has been around, but we're also a company that intends to be here for the next 25 plus years. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. We're a leader and innovator in this health and wellness industry, and I'll talk about this a little more specifically as we move throughout the presentation. Manatech is also a company that's known as the Science Company. We've been issued over 150 patents. And so when you have products, when you have technology that are worthy of receiving patents, you have products and technology that can make a difference in people's lives. And then ultimately we operate in 26 markets, 26 countries around the world. So that gives you an opportunity to be able to start your home-based gig business, if you will, from wherever wherever you live, but to give you an opportunity to have a global business around the world right there working from your own home. So I think that's pretty cool. Hey, let's watch this video and it'll give you a little more insight into who Manatech is.
Manatech, a global leader in the field of health and nutrition, has been empowering people to live their best lives for over a quarter century. We are on a mission to help people live happier, healthier, enriched lives by developing scientifically sound, innovative wellness solutions and fostering a culture where the entrepreneurial spirit thrives.
At Manatech, we believe we provide an environment of positivity, teamwork, personal development, and accountability for people to achieve their highest aspirations.
At Manatech, we believe we celebrate the strength of family and offer a community where every employee, associate, and customer is welcome and knows they belong.
At Manatech, we believe we are committed to provide innovative and scientifically sound solutions to support the wellness of people around the world.
At Manatech, we believe we serve with a giving heart and support each other and our customers with a culture that fosters this spirit throughout the organization.
At Manatech, we believe we are passionate about fighting the epidemic of childhood malnutrition. Our innovative social entrepreneurship model provides a sustainable donation with every product purchased to nourish children around the world through the M5M Foundation. At Manatech,
We believe
In the power
of you.
In the power
Of you.
So Manatech believes in the power of you. You heard in that video something about being a social entrepreneurship model. Today, a lot of people are talking about the fact that making a social impact is the new currency. You know, it's not good enough just to have great products or, you know, a company that, you know, is an expert in their particular field, but to really be part of something bigger than you, to make a social impact. And what Manatech has done, starting in 2015, but really this has been part of Manatech's culture from the very beginning, is this idea of giving back, a company with a social mission. We started a foundation in 2015 called M5M, and the focus is really on helping children, helping malnourished children around the world. And really the way the model is set up is similar to a Tom's Shoes model, if you're familiar with that. When people just buy products from Manatech, when you buy products from Manatech for yourself or your family, Manatech makes a donation to a child in need. And since 2015, Manatech has donated over 69 million servings of our nutritional powder called PhytoBlend to children around the world. And when I say Manatech has donated, really it's people like you that have made that donation possible. It's our customers, our associate, our consumers of our products have made that possible. So thank you, those of you that are currently with Manatech, for helping us make a difference in children around the world. So Manatech is the science company, and we have a line of products that are for nutritional supplementation, for immune health, for fat loss, for sports nutrition, for skin care, and ultimately our products are scientifically validated. They're created to create a healthy nutritional diet, ultimately to help with a healthy immune system and a healthy lifestyle. So let's just focus really quickly on what Manatech's really core technology is all about, and that is that our core technology is about providing cellular communication. Ultimately, optimal health starts at the cellular level. And so we introduce a nutritional supplementation that allows the body's cellular communication system to work the way it's supposed to. So the way your immune system is supposed to respond and recognize when things are not going wrong, when your own body needs to be repaired or nourished or protected, that communication is absolutely critical. And so we offer a system of products. We call it the Core 4, which is a system of products that really helps nourish the body. We have some really high quality multivitamins that help the body be nourished. We also have an antioxidant product that allows the body, your cells to be protected. And then we have a product called Plus, which is phytosterols, which allows the body to be regulated. That's a really great product for your hormonal system. And then ultimately Ambertose, a product called Ambertose Life that helps in that communication system. Now, again, people buy many different of our products. Some buy individual products. We even have, as I said earlier, skincare and sports nutrition. But this particular line of our products, our Core 4, is our most popular and is where a lot of people start when they're wanting to have the best health of their life. So let's transition now and move from talking about optimal nutrition to talking about an optimal distribution center. I want to share with you how Manatech has set up their business model so that not only is Manatech known as a science company, but Manatech is known as a company that can provide value for entrepreneurs. I think most people recognize or understand how the traditional retail model works. You have products or services that are created by a manufacturer. They go through middlemen. They're distributed to brick and mortar retail stores, and then ultimately consumers come and buy the products. Now, what a direct-to-the-consumer model means is you have a manufacturer that uses an online store that goes directly to the consumer. Now, how does that work? Well, in the retail model, companies spend about 40 to 50% of the price of the product on advertising. 40% of everything that those companies bring in from revenue, they spend on advertising to try to get consumers to go buy the products. Well, in the direct-to-the-consumer model, what a company like Manatech does is instead of spending that money on advertising, Manatech spends about 40% on people like you and me to share this information with other people in order to participate in the income stream, about allowing people to be entrepreneurs. And that's the difference between the retail model and the direct-to-the-consumer model. So what would it mean to you if you could make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month? You know, most people in Manatech are part-time. They do this on the side. They have another full-time career, and they do Manatech on the side, but that extra $500 to $1,000 might mean a lot, meaning the ability to pay off some debt, might mean the ability to start a college fund, maybe save some money and travel. You can do a lot with $500 to $1,000 a month. But what would it mean if you can make an extra $4,000 or more a month? You know, a lot of people at that level could start thinking about being able to do Manatech as a full-time career and be able to have a little more time freedom and some of the real value and benefits of being involved with Manatech. But what would that mean to you, and how would you be able to do that? Well, ultimately, you earn money through, first of all, personal production. Now, this is very similar to what other gig economy businesses do, where, for instance, in Uber, you pick somebody up, you drive them somewhere, you drop them off, you get paid for that activity, or you go pick up some food and drive it to somebody's house, drop it off there, you get paid for that activity. So in Manatech, when you introduce a new customer, a new consumer to our products, and they buy the products, of course, you get paid for that activity. But also at Manatech, we offer something called team building. And I kind of touched on this earlier, but through team building, you have the opportunity as your customers are very satisfied with their products, and maybe some of your customers want to learn to become a distributor, what we call an associate, and participate in the income stream, then you also have the ability to earn income as they start sharing this products with new customers and new associates and distributors down the road. So that team building gives you that long-term opportunity to earn income. So let's watch another video that talks a little bit about that.
I meet people who are struggling. They're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. They're looking for solutions.
People are frustrated, feeling like they don't have an opportunity to live the life of their dreams.
We had no money. That'll make a husband and a father sit up and take notice. We needed something to change.
You can start out, as a part-time job, but you're working at home. You're not taking on another job where you have to say goodbye to your family and your children and go do something.
My wife and I both are stay-at-home parents, and to be able to be involved in our kids' lives is just priceless.
If you enjoy doing something, it's not a job, it's not work, it's part of my everyday life.
It's about not have to get up with the alarm clock, but get up at your own time and then set your own schedule for the day.
When you get someone that's really hungry that says yes, we're so excited for them because their whole life is going to change right there.
It's not the corporate ladder. It's not climbing up and pushing other people down. It's how many people can I bring with me.
We want people to strive to be better instead of the life of mediocrity.
You have an opportunity to change lives. You have an opportunity to help people become more.
You can make money in absolutely everything, but the question is, do you make a difference? And here, you make a difference.
Being able to be part of this experience is incredible and something that everyone should aspire to be able to do.
It's a no-brainer.
You'd be crazy not to take this opportunity.
This to us has been a ticket to freedom. This to us has been such an amazing opportunity.
All right, good stuff. Someone said in that video that, you can make money doing anything, but when you're working with Manatech, you make a difference in other people's lives. And I think that is a fantastic message about what it means to be involved with Manatech. So let's just, let's close here with what do you do? How do you do this? We talked earlier about Manatech setting our business model up for entrepreneurs, and we've made it so easy. If you were going to start some other business, just to create your own system, to create your own funnels, people spend tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes a lot more than that, to create systems and funnels and apps and all the things that are necessary in today's world to do successful marketing. Well, what Manatech does is we provide all that to you, and you simply take the people in your life that you know, people, your contacts that are in your phone, people you've worked with, maybe people you know on social media. Maybe you want to do online marketing. Maybe you want to do offline, and just, again, people that you might meet in everyday world, and talk to them about Manatech. Share with them information about these products. And Manatech has created a system for you to plug those people right into the system, right into the funnel, and it does most of the work for you. Now, it still takes on our part to participate and to follow up and do some of the steps that are necessary. But again, we have training for that. We have people that are going to help you, and we have help all along the ways to make this very, very simple. And ultimately, if you have a phone, if you have a cell phone, which I know that you do, then you have the power to harness technology anywhere, and you're just 3 clicks away from being in the best gig wellness business on the planet, to give you the opportunity to be in over 26 markets around the world for only $49.99. That's what it cost, if you will, to set up your Manatech business, is $49.99. So it's your next move is for only $49.99. You can start your online global business today. I think you talk to the person that invited you to watch this presentation, and ultimately, let's get started. Your next move is to use the products, to show the products, and to share this technology with other people. Talk to the person that invited you to watch this presentation, and you can get started today. Thanks for watching.
So as we get to the tail end here of our event tonight, I would like to start wrapping up, but I have a few thoughts I'd like to leave with you. And as you heard our stories, we all had unique stories in one way or another, and maybe there was something in one of these stories that we shared with you earlier that maybe got you thinking or you identified with. But the way I see it is like we all went and bought that umbrella before the rainstorm came. We all developed a side income to supplement whatever else was there, and it came in very handy, obviously. So sometimes we have to be proactive with things like this, but it's never too late though, because sometimes we could be underwater and we still need more solutions or a different solution, and we still have access to it. And, I'm going to share real briefly something that touched my heart on Tuesday night. I was listening to this lady sharing her journey, and this is a couple, a family in Australia, and she was just like, an open book, telling us how they lost their business, they lost their home, they lost their cars, and they were struggling. And if that wasn't bad enough, then she got really sick and she fell apart. And for months, she was like, she couldn't even drive her kids to school. They ended up getting some kind of transportation after they lost their vehicle, but she just was so limited. She had to be at home every day, and she was really, really ill. And then somebody had told her about Manatech, and she got around to eventually saying yes, at least to try the products, because things were not looking good for her. And as the product started to work and help her come out of that difficult phase of her life, the day came when she said yes to the business too. And, things started to happen for her. But the turning point came the day that her son was really struggling because he was having some vision issues, and she needed to take him in to get his eyes checked. And but she told him, we're just gonna go see to make, to see what it is, but we don't have the money to get you glasses. That's just not gonna happen. We just don't have it. And she had checked her account, and she was in the negative right before the appointment. So they went. He got his eyes checked, and it was a dire situation. The kid really needed glasses. It was like a must, something that the kid really needed, and she just was like so devastated because she knew she couldn't afford the glasses. And something told her to check her phone again. And when she checked her phone, her first commission check from Manatech had just been deposited. And when she saw what it was 280 something, her very first check. And the glasses were like 100 something. And she was like in shock. And she showed her son, we're going to get the glasses. Look what happened. Look, there's money in the account now. And her son, seeing that, just had this moment where he just was like, I guess overwhelmed. He dropped to the floor crying, relief, tears of relief. And I'm thinking to myself, when we're a parent and our kids really need something, I'm not talking about another pair of sneakers or something optional. I'm talking about a real necessity, and we can't provide it. That's a rough place to be. And that's, that was just one of many situations that she had dealt with in her life. But that day was the turning point for her. And now she's in a totally different situation. Her and her family are doing so much more better because she said yes to Manatech. She got her health back. She started to have confidence, believe in the products, and then she said yes to the business. But that very first commission check, the way that came in, oh my gosh, I was in tears when I heard her. You have to hear her tell her story. And I'm just thinking to myself, we don't share this with people, we run the risk of not stepping up in a way that could really improve somebody's life. And we're not fortune tellers here. We don't know whose life is going to be impacted in a way that it'll come back as a blessing. And it's just a beautiful thing to be involved with. So, I'm just saying that the business is an option for all of us. But it's a beautiful way to do life because this is our business that gives back. And when we give back and when we take care of business and it gives back, it's so multiplied. It's never just to one or two people. It just starts to flourish. So I'm just saying that it's a smart way to make extra income. It's a smart way to have replacement income. It's a smart way to have income that we can even leave for the next generation. So I hope that, and we know that this is not for everyone. It's something that each person has to decide. But if you saw something here that got you thinking about this, that got you excited maybe about being part of a dynamic company, a dynamic team, because we have a great team, we're here for you. So have the conversation with the person that invited you and see where it leads. And either way, it's okay. But this is just a beautiful time to be involved with this company. So I want to thank everybody for being on with us. And I hope that your heart is full with a little extra joy tonight, knowing that there are viable solutions. And we can vouch for this. We can stand behind it 110%. We've been with the company long enough to be here with you tonight. And we're stepping out in confidence saying, just take a look at what's really here for you. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And I really hope that going forward, we'll see more of you, and saying good night to all and be well.